What if everything you've been told about vitamins is backwards? We're taught the answer lives in a pharmacy aisle, in a subscription box of capsules, in whatever supplement an influencer is promoting this week. But what if the real answer was never sitting in a lab at all? What if it was written down over 2,000 years ago, hiding in plain sight? Before multivitamins, there were orchards. Before supplement companies, there were hillsides, vineyards, and springs of water, each one carrying exactly what the human body needs to stop feeling tired, foggy, and worn down. Modern science didn't discover this. It's only now catching up to it, study after study, decade after decade. So today, we're counting down 13 of them, real, scientifically backed vitamins, each one traced back to a place or a passage in the Bible. Stay with us until the end, because number 13 might be the biggest surprise on this entire list. Number 1. Olives and olive oil. You're lying on the side of the road to Jericho, robbed, beaten, left for dead. 2 men have already walked past without stopping. Then a third kneels beside you, and the first thing he reaches for isn't a bandage. It's a small clay jar of olive oil, and he pours it straight into your wound. That's not a metaphor, that's scripture. And it tells you exactly how essential this one ingredient was to the ancient world. Olive oil appears almost 150 times across the Bible. As medicine, as lamp fuel, as the sacred oil poured over the heads of kings and priests. When God described the promised land, he didn't just call it fertile. He called it, specifically, a land of olive oil. Now picture that same golden liquid today, cold-pressed, extra virgin, on your tongue. What you're tasting is oleic acid, a monounsaturated fat your heart has been quietly asking for. It lowers the cholesterol that clogs your arteries without touching the kind you actually need. Study after study links it to lower rates of heart disease, stroke, even certain cancers. The real power, though, is in what you can't taste. Olive oil is loaded with polyphenols, plant compounds, that fight the chronic inflammation now believed to sit at the root of nearly every major disease, from arthritis to Alzheimer's. Add vitamin E, the antioxidant that keeps your cells from rusting from the inside out, plus vitamin K for you. One catch: heat destroys almost all of it. The moment olive oil passes its smoke point, those nutrients start disappearing, so save the extra virgin for drizzling, not deep frying. But if oil could heal a stranger on a roadside, wait until you see what a single leaf was once used to cover. Number 2. Figs. You're standing in a garden that no longer exists, and you've just realized you're naked. Your hands move on instinct, reaching for the nearest broad leaves to cover yourself, and they're fig leaves. It's the first act of self-awareness in human history, and figs were there for it. They'd be there again centuries later, when a dying king named Hezekiah was healed not by a physician's tool, but by a cake of figs pressed directly onto his infected wound. Jesus even used a barren fig tree to teach an entire lesson about fruitfulness. Few foods carry this much weight across Scripture. Bite into a fresh fig today, and you're getting vitamin A for your eyes and immune system, vitamin K for your bones, and vitamin B6, a quiet nutrient most people never think about, yet one that helps your brain regulate mood and memory. Low B6 has been linked to depression and cognitive decline in older adults. Figs are also loaded with fiber, both soluble and insoluble, feeding the good bacteria in your gut and keeping digestion moving the way it should. Add meaningful calcium for your bones, and potassium to help relax your blood vessels, and a wound responding to fig medicine starts to make a lot more sense. One rule of thumb: fresh figs carry less sugar than dried ones, so if you're watching your blood sugar, reach for fresh. But if a fruit could heal a king's wound, the next food on this list was mistaken, in the original Hebrew, for something even sweeter than honey itself. Number 3. Dates. You're 3 days into a desert crossing, and your legs feel like they belong to someone else. There's no bread left, no water to spare for cooking, but tucked into your pack is a small cake of pressed, dried dates, dense enough to keep you moving until the next well. This is how dates fed entire armies and caravans across the ancient Near East. Some scholars believe that when Deuteronomy describes the Promised Land as flowing with honey, the original Hebrew may actually point to date honey, a thick syrup pressed from dates, one of the most common sweeteners in the ancient world. Dates weren't a treat. They were survival. They still are. Dates are one of the richest natural sources of vitamin B5, a nutrient your body depends on to convert food into usable energy and to support your adrenal glands, which manage how you respond to stress. Add vitamin B6, vitamin K, and folate for cell repair. And this fruit is doing far more than satisfying a sweet tooth. The minerals are just as impressive: potassium, magnesium, and copper. Magnesium alone is involved in over 300 processes in your body, from muscle function to sleep quality. Most people are quietly low in it without ever knowing why. They feel wired but exhausted. Natural fiber slows down sugar absorption, so you don't get the spike you'd expect from something this sweet. Still, dates are calorie-dense. A few a day is nourishment. A whole bag is a different conversation entirely. 3 foods in, 10 to go. And what comes next carries a story just as strange as anything you've heard so far. Number 4. Pomegranates. You're wearing the robe of the high priest, and as you move, tiny golden pomegranates stitched into the hem brush against your ankles and chime softly with every step. This wasn't decoration for its own sake. The fruit was significant enough to be woven into the most sacred garment in Israel and carved into the pillars of Solomon's temple itself. When the 12 spies scouted the Promised Land in Numbers 13, pomegranates came back in their arms as proof of the land's abundance, right alongside grapes and figs. To the ancient world, this fruit meant life, fertility, blessing. Modern science can now tell you exactly why. Crack one open, and you're holding nearly half your daily vitamin C in a single fruit. And vitamin C isn't just about dodging a cold. It's the nutrient your body uses to build and repair tissue, including the collagen holding your skin, joints, and blood vessels together. And it dramatically boosts how much iron you absorb from plant food. There's meaningful folate here too, supporting heart health and cell regeneration. But the real headline is a pair of compounds called punicalagins and anthocyanins, the same family that gives blueberries their color, found in extraordinary concentration, almost nowhere else. They're some of the most powerful anti-inflammatory agents in nature, and research has linked regular pomegranate intake to lower blood pressure, better blood flow to the heart, and even reduced joint inflammation in arthritis sufferers. One note: reach for the whole seeds or fresh juice. Bottled pomegranate juice at the store is often loaded with added sugar and stripped of the compounds that make this fruit special. But the next fruit on this list was carried by the very same spies, and it turns out to be almost too heavy for one person to lift alone. Number 5. Grapes. Your shoulder is burning. You and another man are carrying a single cluster of grapes slung between you on a wooden pole and even split 2 ways. The weight is staggering. This is the report the 12 spies carried back from the Promised Land in Numbers 13 proof. So enormous, it needed 2 sets of hands. Grapes run through the rest of Scripture too. Noah planted a vineyard the moment he stepped off the ark, and centuries later, Jesus shared wine with his disciples. At the very last meal they ate together, the vine became a symbol for Israel itself. Fresh grapes carry a solid dose of vitamin C and vitamin K, but their real value is hiding in the skin, specifically in a compound called resveratrol, concentrated most heavily in dark red and black varieties. It's been studied closely for what it does to the heart, protecting the lining of blood vessels, calming inflammation, and in research that's still developing, possibly slowing the growth of certain cancer cells. Grapes are also rich in quercetin, another antioxidant tied to lower heart disease risk, and like resveratrol, it's concentrated in the skin, which is exactly why whole grapes beat grape juice, where most of that benefit gets left behind. Even the seeds, usually tossed aside, are among the most antioxidant-dense part of the fruit. Worth knowing, grapes carry a fair amount of natural sugar. A small handful is a great snack. An entire bowl is a real sugar. Load balance is the word. But the next food on this list once revived an exhausted warrior with a single taste, and Scripture says his eyes brightened almost the instant it touched his lips. Number 6. Honey. Your arms are heavy, your legs barely holding you up. You've been fighting since morning, and your strength is gone. You spot a honeycomb dripping from a branch, dip the end of your staff into it, and taste it. Almost immediately, your eyes brighten, and your energy returns. That's not embellishment. It's the account of Jonathan in 1 Samuel, exhausted from battle, revived by a single taste of wild honey. The phrase, "a land flowing with milk and honey," appears more than 20 times in the Old Testament, God's own description of abundance, sweetness, and life. Proverbs tells us plainly to eat honey, because it is good. The ancient world understood something about this substance that goes far beyond taste. Raw honey does contain B vitamins B2, B3, B5, B6, plus small amounts of vitamin C, though not in large quantities. Its real power lies elsewhere, in flavonoids like quercetin and pinostrobin, compounds with genuine anti-inflammatory and immune-supporting effects. Raw honey also contains natural hydrogen peroxide and a compound called defensin-1, giving it real antimicrobial properties. Documented science, not folklore, which is why it's been used on wounds and burns to keep harmful bacteria from taking hold. It even feeds the beneficial bacteria in your gut, a factor now linked to everything from immunity to mental health. Here's the catch. Grocery store honey is not the same substance. Most commercial honey is heated and filtered, a process that destroys the very enzymes and compounds that made it valuable in Scripture. If you want the version the Bible is actually describing, look for raw, local honey, which carries the added bonus of local pollen, something many people find helpful for seasonal allergies over time. One safety note that matters more than any of this. Honey should never be given to children under 1 year old. It can carry spores that are harmless to adults, but genuinely dangerous to an infant's still developing immune and digestive system. And the next chapter of this list might be the one that surprises you most so far. Number 7. Lentils. You stumble in from the field, And it's not ordinary hunger, it's the kind that makes you willing to give up anything. Your brother is standing over a pot of red stew, and in that moment, you trade away your entire birthright, your inheritance, your future for a single bowl of lentils. That's not a story about foolishness. In Genesis 25, Esau's exhaustion was real enough that a bowl of lentils felt like rescue. Generations later, in 2 Samuel 23, one of David's mightiest warriors stood alone in a field of lentils and held it against an entire Philistine army rather than surrender it. A field of lentils was worth defending with a man's life. Here's why. A single cooked cup delivers about 18 grams of protein, 16 grams of fiber, and nearly your entire day's folate, plus a strong dose of iron, magnesium, and potassium. That folate matters more than most people realize. It drives DNA repair and cell production, helps protect against the cellular changes linked to cancer, and lowers homocysteine, a compound that raises the risk of heart disease and stroke when it builds up. For pregnant women, it's essential for preventing serious birth defects. Lentils are also one of the best plant sources of iron anywhere, crucial if you don't eat much red meat, since iron builds the hemoglobin that carries oxygen through your blood. Run low, and you'll feel it. Fatigue, brain fog, a weaker immune system. And that fiber does double duty, feeding your gut bacteria while slowing down how fast sugar hits your bloodstream. But the next food on this list isn't even mentioned by name in the Bible, and yet it might belong on this list more than almost anything else here. Number 8. Blueberries. You're standing in the wild, at the very beginning, and God's voice has just declared that every seed-bearing plant and every fruit of every tree is yours for food. No exceptions, no fine print. Blueberries were never named. The Bible was written centuries before anyone in that region had encountered them, but they were never excluded either. Even the bears figured that out long before humans got around to writing anything down. And it turns out blueberries might deserve a place on this list more than almost any other food here. Gram for gram, they may be one of the most vitamin and antioxidant-dense foods in existence, and few foods have been studied as thoroughly. 1 cup gets you roughly a quarter of your daily vitamin C, supporting your immune system, your skin, and how well you absorb iron from other foods, plus a solid hit of vitamin K, manganese for bone health and blood sugar control, and fiber. But the real star is a compound family called anthocyanins, the pigments responsible for that deep blue-purple hue, and among the most potent antioxidants found anywhere in nature. They neutralize the free radicals that quietly damage cells and speed up aging and disease. The brain research is especially striking. Multiple studies link regular blueberry consumption to slower cognitive decline in older adults, with some evidence that these compounds actually improve communication between brain cells, add benefits for blood pressure, arterial stiffness, and a surprisingly stable effect on blood sugar despite their sweetness. Fresh, frozen, or blended, the nutrients hold up. Just go easy on the oven. Heavy baking is the one thing that dulls their power. But the next food on this list goes back to a hillside, 5 loaves, and 5,000 hungry people. Number 9. Barley. You're one of 5,000 people sitting on a hillside, stomach empty, and there's nothing to eat but a boy's lunch. 5 small barley loaves and 2 fish. Somehow, in the hands of Jesus, that's enough to feed everyone there, with baskets of leftovers to spare. It's one of the most famous meals in the Bible, and the bread at the center of it wasn't wheat. It was barley, the grain of everyday people. Barley shows up again and again in Scripture. Ruth gleaning it from Boaz's fields in a story about provision and redemption. Ezekiel instructed to bake it into bread as part of a prophetic sign. This was never a luxury grain. It was dependable, humble, and it fed nations. Nutritionally, it earns that reputation. Barley is loaded with B vitamins, thiamine, niacin, B6, and folate. Thiamine keeps your nervous system running and converts carbohydrates into usable energy. Without enough of it, that system starts to break down. Niacin supports DNA repair and cholesterol management. Add vitamin E, iron, magnesium, phosphorus, and selenium. And one grain is covering a remarkable amount of ground. But the real standout is a soluble fiber called beta-glucan. Inside your digestive tract, it dissolves into a thick gel that binds to cholesterol and bile acids and carries them out of your body before they can be absorbed. The FDA has approved an actual health claim for it. Just 3 grams a day has been shown to lower total cholesterol by 5 to 8%. That same fiber slows sugar absorption after meals and feeds the good bacteria in your gut. Simple ways to bring it back. Stir it into soup, swap it in for rice, or cook it into a warm morning porridge. 9 foods down, and the next one might be the most surprising ingredient on this entire list. Number 10. Fish. You've been out on the water all night and caught nothing. As dawn breaks, you spot a fire on the shore, and a familiar voice calls out, asking if you have any fish. It's Jesus risen, standing over a charcoal fire, already cooking breakfast before you've even brought your net in. Later, to prove to his stunned disciples that he was truly alive and not a ghost, he simply asks for something to eat. They hand him a piece of broiled fish, and he eats it in front of them. This wasn't a delicacy. In 1st century Israel, fish was daily bread. Jesus built his inner circle almost entirely from fishermen working the Sea of Galilee, and one of his best-known miracles multiplied fish to feed thousands. It was that essential. Modern science backs up why. Fatty fish, sardines, mackerel, salmon, herring, tuna are some of the best natural sources of vitamin D on the planet, a nutrient shockingly common to be deficient in, especially for older adults or anyone living somewhere. The sun disappears for months at a time. Vitamin D supports bone health, immune function, mood, and calcium absorption. Running low has been linked to depression, weaker immunity, and bone loss. Fish is also one of the foreseeable food sources. B12 keeps your nervous system firing correctly and builds red blood cells, and as you age, your ability to absorb it from food naturally declines. Low B12 shows up as fatigue, memory trouble, tingling hands and feet, and mood changes. Then there's omega-3 in the form of EPA and DHA. Fats your body can't produce, full stop. They calm inflammation, protect your heart's rhythm, lower triglycerides, and support your brain, possibly slowing cognitive decline. The American Heart Association recommends fatty fish at least twice a week for exactly this reason. One caution: larger fish, like swordfish and king mackerel, carry higher mercury levels. A real concern for pregnant women and young children. Smaller fatty fish, sardines, herring, anchovies give you the omega-3 with almost none of the risk. But the next food on this list was miraculous enough to make a bare wooden staff bloom overnight. Number 11. Almonds. You watch as a plain wooden staff resting overnight inside the tabernacle among the staffs of Israel's tribal leaders, is somehow covered by mourning in blossoms and ripening almonds, Aaron's rod, budding as a sign no one could argue with. Recorded in Numbers 17, it wasn't the only appearance almonds made in Scripture. Jacob once sent them to the ruler of Egypt as a luxury gift, alongside spices and honey. And the menorah itself, the sacred lampstand inside the tabernacle, was crafted to resemble an almond tree in full bloom. This was a nut the ancient world treated as exceptional, and modern nutrition backs that up. A single 1-ounce serving, about 23 almonds, delivers half your daily vitamin E, in its most potent natural form, absorbed by your body, far more effectively than the synthetic version found in most supplements. No other tree nut comes close. Vitamin E is one of the body's primary fat-soluble antioxidants, protecting your cell membranes from damage, calming inflammation, supporting immunity, and playing a real role in skin and eye health, with research linking adequate intake to a lower risk of cognitive decline later in life. Almonds also deliver magnesium for blood pressure, blood sugar, and sleep quality, healthy monounsaturated fat, similar to olive oil, riboflavin for energy and eye health, about 6 grams of protein per ounce, and fiber that keeps you full. Clinical studies consistently show regular almond consumption lowers LDL cholesterol and improves blood sugar control. One note: almonds are calorie-dense. A handful is the right portion. A full bag is a very different equation. But the next food on this list doesn't have a single name in Scripture at all, and yet one man's decision to eat only this may be the boldest health experiment in the entire Bible. Number 12. Leafy Greens. You're a young man taken captive in Babylon, offered a seat at the king's table with all its rich food and wine. You refuse. Instead, you ask for vegetables and water, nothing else for 10 days. When the 10 days are up, you and your companions look healthier and better nourished than every other young man who ate from the royal table. That's not a legend. That's the book of Daniel, and it's worth sitting with. Scripture never names a specific leafy green the way it names olives or figs, but the evidence of their importance is everywhere. Bitter herbs at Passover, Israelites in the wilderness longing for the leeks, onions, and garlic. They'd eaten freely in Egypt. Greens were never optional. And it turns out dark leafy greens, spinach, kale, Swiss chard, collards, mustard greens, may be the single most nutrient-dense category of food available to human beings. A cup of cooked spinach packs more genuine nutrition into it than almost any food of equal size. Start with vitamin K. 1 cup of cooked spinach delivers several times your full daily requirement, essential for blood clotting and for directing calcium into your bones instead of your arteries. Add beta-carotene, which your body converts into vitamin A for vision, especially night vision, plus immune defense and healthy digestive and respiratory linings. Folate runs abundant here too, along with meaningful vitamin C, and minerals iron, calcium, magnesium, potassium, in amounts that genuinely rival animal sources. Then there's lutein and zeaxanthin, carotenoids that settle directly into the retina of your eye and act as a shield against the kind of light damage that leads to macular degeneration, one of the leading causes of vision loss with age. Skip the single favorite and rotate a variety. Each green brings something the others don't. 12 foods in, 1 left. And it might be the most surprising vitamin source on this entire list. Number 13. Lemon and citrus fruits. You're standing in a crowd during the Feast of Tabernacles, and in your hand is a fruit. Leviticus 23 calls the fruit of beautiful trees. Many scholars believe it was the citron, a fragrant ancestor of the modern lemon, still held today in Jewish tradition as the etrog. No one ever wrote the word lemon into scripture, but the fruit itself may have been there all along, tucked into one of the most sacred festivals on the Hebrew calendar. Centuries later, sailors would discover exactly what this family of fruit was capable of, the hard way. Scurvy vitamin C deficiency was once one of the most feared diseases at sea. Bleeding gums, aching joints, wounds that wouldn't close, bodies that simply broke down after months without fresh food. Proving that citrus prevented it ranks as one of the great medical discoveries in history. Here's the catch. Your body can't store vitamin C. You need it fresh, every single day. It's the essential building block of collagen, the protein holding together your skin, blood vessels, cartilage, tendons, and ligaments. Without enough of it, your body genuinely cannot hold itself together, which is exactly why it matters for healing wounds, protecting your joints, and keeping your cardiovascular system intact. It's also one of the most powerful antioxidants you have, working inside your cells to neutralize free radicals and protect your DNA. But here's the part almost nobody tells you, and it might be the most important detail on this entire list. Vitamin C dramatically increases how much iron your body absorbs from plant food. Remember the lentils, the spinach and kale, the barley? Every one of them is rich in iron, but your body only absorbs a fraction of it on its own. Add a squeeze of lemon or a piece of citrus alongside the meal, and that absorption jumps. 13 foods on this list, and this one quietly makes almost every other one work better. Citrus also carries flavonoids like hesperidin, found especially in oranges, supporting the health of your blood vessels, and the pith, that white spongy layer under the peel most people scrape away and toss, is packed with soluble fiber that feeds your gut bacteria and helps manage cholesterol. 1 lemon in water each morning, or a fresh orange alongside a meal. That's the entire habit. 13 foods, thousands of years old. And every time modern science went looking for proof, it found exactly what Scripture already knew. If this list surprised you, hit like and tell us in the comments which number caught you off guard the most. Subscribe if you want more of these hidden connections between faith and health. Thank you for staying with us all the way to the end. We'll see you in the next one.